What's up, fandoms? Welcome back to another documentary review. I'm Mr. Dark Light.
And I'm Bashing Brains.
And today we're going to be talking about the American Nightmare becoming Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I gotta give it to him. With the documentary, I gotta love it. From the beginning to end. From the beginning showing was Cody Rhodes, his personal life, and showing, all the struggles of being in the shadow of his dad, but also wanting to make his own name, Cody Rhodes, but not be, at the same time, yes, being associated with Dusty Rhodes, but at the same time being known just as Cody Rhodes.
Yes, the father of the American dream, Dustin Rhodes.
And the thing is, I love was that Cody Rhodes even brings up was that they brought up that he on his shirt he wanted to be put down. He didn't want to go by Rhodes. He wanted to use his actual name, Runnels. He put Cody Runnels.
But what happened was it was Cody Runnels. But when he was in his senior year at the wrestling competition, he went to state. He gave them the paper to call him Cody Rhodes, so he can know that his father was Dustin Rhodes, because everyone's been calling him Dustin. Oh, go be Dustin. He was only 9 years old when he started.
He's like, I'm not Dusty. He's like, I'm not Dusty Rhodes. I'm Cody.
Mm-hmm.
And there was basically that struggle of like, you want to be your own person, but everybody keeps saying, oh, you're Dusty Rhodes' son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The hard time of being a wrestler, father, or mother, or whoever you are, whoever your parents are, you always gotta have that shadow upon you. He started football because he wanted to do a football career. Normally that's what all wrestlers do. They go for football and then they go to wrestling later on. His wrestling coach at that school was like, hey, like, you should throw him in wrestling. Like, he told Dustin, like, because Dustin was actually his assistant coach in high school. And they were like, hey, you should really throw him in wrestling. And then that's what they did. They threw him in wrestling. He really understood that he was beating everyone. He was the top one of his division in that school. He even wrestled Xavier Woods.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Well, Xavier Woods was like, oh, if I beat his son, maybe Dustin will give me a contract for WWE. And like, their mindsets when you're a kid. It's like, oh, if I beat his son, maybe he can train me. Maybe he can train me. Like, you think in your mind, you think it's a movie, but that's not what really happens. But, that's what it is. It's like, Cody Rhodes was going through all that. He even says that it was a hard time for him to be himself, but he still moved on to it. When he won the state championship, when he graduated high school, he didn't want to go to college. His mom wanted him to go to college.
He went ahead and took up the
acting role, because he really loved acting. He did drama club. He did some stuff with it. He went with his sister to Hollywood. Before they went to Hollywood, the family wasn't doing well. They were losing money. They didn't have power during the summer.
Dusty Rhodes pawned his watch.
His Rolex. And Cody thought that was going to be his Rolex, but he realized why him and his sister had $10,000 in cash, like the mafia. I like how he said, he's like, you feel like you're in the
bands.
With rubber bands. You feel like you're in the mafia when your dad gives you $10,000 each in rubber bands. And it's crazy, like, it's the up and downs, sometimes your wrestling career will help, but sometimes you're gonna have your downfall. No matter if it's wrestling, movies, shows, or YouTube, like here, you're gonna have your struggles. You're always gonna have your struggles, and I think Cody Rhodes understand that a lot when his dad was going through.
It humbled him a lot to go through all those things, because he learned the value of $1 and the value of hard work. Because it also when he finally did ask to get help to get in the WWE,
to get into wrestling.
He
drew 48 hours back home to tell his dad. They were eating breakfast, and he told his dad, I want to get into wrestling. His dad thought about it, and he was like, you really serious about it? You got to be the best. You got to be serious with this. And that's how it happens with everyone. No matter wrestling, landscaping, a business, this is a business. You gotta be serious about what you want to get into, film and everything like that. You really have to rethink Am I doing this because my dad is this big person, or am I doing this for me? You really have to understand that a lot. It's like no matter what position you are, you could be the big famous actor of all time. You can be Robert Downey Jr. You can be Chris Pratt. You can be you know what I mean, like big actors. You got
big names,
big Brad Pitt, all those guys. Like you got
they're
the best of the best
because they involve themselves in many different projects, and they also make their name known. Like every movie you hear, oh, I hear his name, I hear his name, I hear his name. But not only that,
Leonardo DiCaprio. There you go.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
There you go. That's what the name I was saying. There you go.
A lot of movies, still a lot of challenging roles. But going back.
But we're talking about Cody Rhodes, by the way. I just trying to make a comparison to that because you know your father is Dustin Rhodes. And you have big shoes, and that's what Big Preacher said. You got big shoes to fill.
And with Cody Rhodes, was it when he started the Stardust thing? The thing is, I felt it too. I was like, I'm sorry to say, it was like, I felt, this is my own opinion, I still like Cody Rhodes, but it felt like a big ripoff of his brother, Goldust. And the thing is...
It was the company.
Yeah, and yeah, it was, and the thing is, he was tired of Stardust, he didn't want to do it. At one point, he started getting tired of it. And his, I think it was his wife or his
Brandy, his girlfriend.
His girlfriend at the time was soon-to-be wife. She said she was like...
She felt bad for him.
For having to do the Stardust.
Because he had a lot of potential.
Yeah.
He did have a lot of the promos, the action, the wrestling, everything. He had it. And everyone knew it too. Everyone knew it.
And one of the hardest things he had to do, he had to go... When he talked to his dad, Dusty Rhodes... He asked his dad, and his dad even said, well, then quit.
Just quit.
And it was a hard thing to take in, that Dusty Rhodes said, oh, then just quit.
He was upset.
But he did all that hard work to get there, and Dusty Rhodes got him in there.
He started when he was 21 years old in his WWE company. He did not do indies. He did the old VW. To get to WWE, you got to do this OVW show.
He did the other way around, but what he did after he left WWE, he went into the indies. He started doing independent shows, and at one point one of my favorites was when he really started building up his name. And you see in the pictures, you see him, they're doing it in gyms, halls, ballrooms, and then you start to see a change where it starts getting more professional. And the thing is,
New Japan.
Yes, when he goes to New Japan. And then AEW, but the main thing after that the thing is I loved the most, All In, when he did the show in Chicago
with the Young Bucks.
Yes,
these guys who did the indie shows for years. He made a show that everyone could be in. RVD was there. Rey Mysterio was there. Rey Mysterio even said the reason why I went there because I see that vision when Cody was telling me about it. I wanted to be a part of that history because it's a part of the history. A company that's not called WWE, a company that's not run by the McMahons, can do their own show and bring 10,000 people in an arena. Who can say that? You hear a 10,000 people arena, you think of, WWE, the McMahons. You hear that, and you're just... I saw that pay-per-view too. You can watch that pay-per-view on YouTube. It's a two-parter and on YouTube, and that's what I loved about these guys. All Elite, they put these shows in the YouTube. They know their audience. They use the social media. I always say use social media to bring out the people because everyone can love it. Everyone can get involved with it.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. They made AEW. They found a guy, a billionaire's son, saw this show and it was like, hey, I want to make a wrestling company. I want you guys there.
Yeah.
I saw how much money you guys made. How about this? All you could be vice presidents. All you can run this show, and I give you the money. And that's what happened.
And not only that, was the WWE catching even wind of like, hey, what was this All In? Because they had a bunch of professional wrestlers, and they hear about, wait, Stardust? Oh, he's not Stardust no more. It's Cody Rhodes. that he's running this all-in show, and on top of that, he doesn't have a contract. The fact that, what'd you say, was it the old CEO of WWE flew?
A McMahon flew to his house and told him plans for WrestleMania. Have a contract and bring him back to WWE. Who can say that? Kevin Owens even said that. Who can say the CEO of WWE got into his private jet, flew to your house to bring you back? Yeah. Who can say that? No one can say that.
And the thing is, I love is like at that point, was it the Cody Rhodes already had the tattoo inside of his neck, the American Nightmare symbol.
His symbol in his left. I think it's his right.
Yeah. His right neck was it, right side of his neck, and he points. He's like, hey, "This is me now." He's like basically pointing out,
telling him
no more Stardust. It's Cody Rhodes.
I want my music. I want everything about me to be in here. I don't want anything to change. Deal.
Yeah.
Because they saw how much he grew. Triple H saw that show. The McMahon saw this show. They told him, like, we're proud of you. You prove us wrong. Who can say that? A McMahon told you, you proved us wrong.
And not only that.
And that's what happens. You got to open that door. That forbidden door. I love the saying they say. You got to open that forbidden door to prove how much you worked.
Yeah.
And that's a good quote right there. You got to prove how much you worked in this. Even Triple H said that. You have to prove to this company how much you worked to us and to you.
And then basically the end was, I love basically showing of how they revealed who this new wrestler is. And it was Seth freaking Rollins up against, was it a wrestler by the choosing of the old CEO. Mm-hmm. That's all it says, but chosen. It doesn't say no name, no nothing, and then you got Cody Rhodes' music coming on, and
everyone's cheering. He was afraid that everyone was gonna boo him. He even told his wife, he was like, "Hey, like if you hear booing and stuff, leave. Go to the bus right there and then." But no, it was different. They loved him. They wanted him to come back. It was like he was in that vice president role, and now he left and became coming back to a company that he could call home. He even called it home. I came back home.
And not only that, with his character, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes in the ring. Mm-hmm. He even talks about when he does this, the whole stuff, he talks about that he uses, and then the cartwheel. Those are all things he put in from when he was Stardust.
Yeah. And remember when Cody Rhodes was like, oh, he's showing pizzazz. He's like, no. Michael Cole came in and he's like, no. He's showing everything that he did in this past is beneath him. When he said that in WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes was like, oh, he's showing pizzazz. No, he's not. Michael Cole came in and he was like, no. He's putting that into the grave. And what he is today is what he's here now. And I love that Michael Cole said that because he was there. Michael Cole is the GOAT of WWE. You think of WWE, you think of the masters, you say JR and Michael Cole. And Michael Cole understand that. And Michael Cole and Cody Rhodes didn't know that Cody Rhodes was going to be in WrestleMania. Yeah. That was a big surprise. No one didn't know. And I mean, you let your commentators know what's going on, but they kept it a secret because they don't want anything to come out. But everyone knew he was going to go to WrestleMania. Even I knew. I even watched that WrestleMania and everything. Me being a wrestling fan and seeing that. And I think that's the reason why I came back to WWE, because Cody Rhodes went back to it. I was a big AEW fan. I love the things that they were doing here. But to be honest with you, I was more of a Cody Rhodes fan.
Yeah, and was it not only that, I was going to bring up, through the documentary, I love the theatrical stuff. They have him dressed, Cody Rhodes, in his usual costume.
It's all beat up and everything.
It's his Cody Rhodes outfit, the red, white, and blue, with him with a neck tattoo walking through the desert. And he's walking through, passing all the things he's done in the past. There was one we accidentally skipped. Remember the mask?
The mask, the dashing Cody Rhodes.
Dashing Cody Rhodes. He picks up the mask out of the sand, and that's his dashing Cody Rhodes era. Throws in the sand, walks by, picks up a boot. Well, he doesn't pick up the boot. He sees the
He
boot.
kicks it. The Stardust boot.
The Stardust boot, and kicks sand on it. That's in the past, no longer Stardust. And the ending with him opening the door. I like that.
It was beautiful. That documentary was beautiful. It was amazing. Talked about how great his dad was.
Yeah.
I feel like we're watching Dusty Rhodes documentary a bit. But Cody Rhodes, who really loves this business and who really respects himself in this business and how serious we should take him to be. It was a great documentary. I loved it. One of my favorite documentaries. I love watching documentaries, especially wrestling documentary. I love learning about the wrestler and everything. But watching this one and seeing everything evolved when you were a kid to now, I even told Bash, I wish my grandfather was here today. My grandfather was here today to see who Cody Rhodes really is. I wish my grandfather could see who's the American Nightmare. Because the last thing my grandfather knew about Cody Rhodes was he was Stardust.
Yeah.
That's the last thing. And I told Bash about that, and to me is like this character that I grew up with watching. And he even said in the documentary, he's like,
you didn't get to see him grow.
Yeah. And in the documentary, he's like, the fans who watch me can grow with me. And that is true. I grew up watching Cody Rhodes, who he is today, and seeing it now. Every passion me of who this character is. Everyone can say wrestling's fake. Everyone can say all that stuff.
It's World Wrestling Entertainment.
The thing is, it's all about the characters. It's all about how you set the story. And the story's not ending yet. It's not. His story still has to come. And at SummerSlam, he's got versus Brock Lesnar. One last time. And let's see what happens on when this video comes out on Monday. The SummerSlam, our review on SummerSlam is going to be coming out on Monday. I hope you guys enjoyed this video that we're talking about. We love talking about documentary. We want to thank you guys to be watching our Blackwell Goals Part 2. We want to thank you guys. We really do support how much you guys watch our videos and let us know.
We thank you for the views on the Comanche Trail. We really appreciate it. We have some more videos coming your way.
And we will be doing more of these documentary reviews. If you love these documentary reviews, let us know. Like the video, comment down below. Let us know what kind of videos you guys want. Thank you guys so much for letting us know how much you love these videos and letting us know what kind of videos you guys want. My name is Mr. Dark Light.
And I'm Bash and Brains.
And we see you next time, guys.